So this is part 2 of this refreshing, and I'm using that because this perps really, like, at this point it's over. But when I hear these people try to be like condescending and using V2K, and they still try to sound mystical. Listen, I know that my life is being destroyed because my employer put me in this program, which I can come back to it because I like to put that in their face for a certain reason, and humiliating reality. Now, like I said in this last video, this girl they try to use to try to make me accepting of this manipulation to make me have to date shows how pathetic they are. They're desperately, in a sense of, not desperate that what's going to happen to me is not going to happen to me, but they desperately want you to identify with this manipulation. You're going to hear other testimonies like, they really want you to not accept it. I'm like, you're a clown. And I'm going to put that in your face. I will not let you go into your la-la land for you to stay in character. Nope. And with this girl, right, this contrasting, they try to make me think once you do tricks like do splits, it's like, oh, that adds stimulation to my memory. It's like, oh, you got stimulated there for. And they start banging things around to try to make you accept me. If I do this, then it's true. I'm like, you think I respect you? I know you're a clown for pay. I know you're not this stupid. I know your job is to look for what you can use to try to make me accept these manipulations, to paint this story. Well, they have their own kids they're gonna frame. Sorry, they have their own kids they're gonna use to frame me. But that's why they're so desperate to stay in character. They have these retards out there. You see, now we mapped it. You see how you looked at her? It's like, so yeah, you raped me. Ugh, trash ass. First of all, you're a retard. You're a clown. Please don't bring this innocent, wholesome person here into your nastiness. Bless her heart. She's a sweetheart. Today, even as an adult, like I was saying the last part, I can't even think of her in a sexual, not to say she's a very beautiful girl. Look, beautiful girl. Let me repeat, because every time they do that, they're making us very beautiful girl. Look. Clowns. This trash that came in before I get to that point. And you have these retards here. They send their kids. They want to be seen, so my brain now can be manipulated to have any reaction they want me to have. And they're like, no, but you see, if you saw this girl as pretty, you see that's natural. That's you. What? Targeting vigil. Stay strong. They have no they have no self-respect. There's no too low. There's nothing too low for them. They'll play the necessary clowning. They'll be the necessary clown for you to be accepting of this. Me, you know what I do? Look at you dumbass. Look. He's saying this girl is not. They're gonna die. It's like I rather die in hell. So people tell me I'm gonna die, right? This is this. In different shape and form. Like, I'm just using that as the face. Black, white, whatever. Just like that. Weak, low like a die. You're trash. You're a clown. You desperate trash. And now reality. Why I think that's this, I believe in God more than ever. This is when it becomes magical. As I said, my employer put me in this program, right? This employer then donated money to some man who used to be, or who allegedly used to pick up kids. He was the 35-year-old assistant DA. He was banned, according to what the story was, the stories they were saying, that he was banned from the YMCA because you pick up kids soliciting sex to this kid, from this kid, as young as 14 years old. This, where they make fun of him here. I love this because it brings reality and exposes this low life for the true low life that they are, and the true sad, pathetic human beings. This.
And go a food court. Or even went to the mall to get into the holiday spirit. One woman recalls that she was 14 and working as Santa's helper at the Gadsden Mall in 1977 when Moore first spoke to her and told her she would look pretty. 2 years later, when she was 16, he asked her out on dates. He hit on one of Santa's elves. Well, a true evangelical He's putting the Christ back in Christmas. It wasn't just the mall, folks. One Alabama journalist claims that Moore was also banned from the YMCA for his inappropriate behavior of soliciting sex from young girls. And don't forget, he did that while he was assistant DA.
You see how comical it is? To say this man's name is as if they're saying a name of this prophet. As I'm saying that, they're saying, oh, but you also saw her when she was 16. It's like, because I've seen videos of her, even back and forth, and very wholesome videos. As I'm saying that, they even try to make my head shake to create some kind of fake anxiety that I don't have. Me, I use this as validation. When they try to create this false anxiety, it doesn't do it. Like, I'm not identified with it. They can't say this man's name without saying it in this very scary way. And then now they're like, oh, this girl, you thought this girl was pretty. Let me bring that up. And then to the point where like, oh, but okay, did you see some video of her when she was like 16 doing the it's like, I'm sure I did. Very pretty girl, good for her. What? It's like, no, but you thought, look, of course she's pretty. Look at her. Beautiful girl. Let me repeat that, beautiful girl. Now, can I imagine myself with it? Of course not. Even today as an adult. This adult, now today as an adult, I can't. Why? When I've seen people her age before it's because she still has like a physique of it. But I'm not here to body shame anybody. I'm just trying to put things back in perspective. As they can't even say the name of this man who pick up kids at the YMCA, that he but he thought she's pretty. Good for her. Sad, pathetic trash. They're so desperate to paint these stories that they're using whatever they can to put things together while they can't even say the name of this man who's a pedophile or allegedly was picking up kids. But they're here trying to, oh, you thought this girl's pretty. Of course she's pretty. Look at her. She's very pretty. Good for her. Very wholesome too. But you're gonna try to twist it in your ways, because today they're using their kids to frame me. And today they force me to have this reaction via this technology. And because the truth is they know who I am. I don't need them to validate who I am. I know who I am. But they're trying to paint me in this false reality. And I'm like, you think I'm gonna identify with this? I'm never gonna identify with this. And I'm so glad that I get the chance to even see like this wholesome content. Let me just say this. She never drove me to any thought sexual. Especially when you see her in content, she wholesome stuff, refreshing content that took away any sexual thoughts. Now, I'm saying that on purpose. Target video, you sometimes must wonder why I bring this random stuff. In this program, they are trying to paint you in certain ways. I deal with the voice to skull too. That means that at this point, they can alter my reactions. Right? So as they alter your reaction, they also try to make you acceptive of these altered reactions. They contract these people who are perps, contracted by, we call them perps as target individual, but they're civilians that the government contract to go on with this implementation of tactics, right? And they look at their phone, they're like, oh my gosh, we put these things together. Like, you're a clown, trash ass. You're a clown. In my brain right now, it's like, oh my gosh, they're looking at this phone. They saw how it was a beautiful girl. Good for her. Watch. Say this man's name.
And go a food court.
You know, right? You know better. Reality. And by the way, now this is when I'm saying God is so great. It's amazing. This is a program led by governmental entities, and we'll talk about the Department of Defense. The Department of Defense is using us as human subject for the development of this technology. They are working for governmental entities that clearly have issue of the nature they try to paint you as. They are so pedophilia centric that a bill called End National Defense Network Abuse Act was created because they were downloading so much child porn that they were ranked top tier of child porn trafficking in the United States. This is real. It is so embarrassing.
Fight head on. Spanberger said in a statement, according to Child Pornography Watchdog Internet Crimes Against Children Child Online Protective Services, the Defense Department network consistently ranks in the top tier of internet service providers for trafficking child pornography.
For trafficking child pornography. And this bill, as I'm saying that, they try to counter that. This bill is supposed to do this.
Civil or military or otherwise, already submit to a gauntlet of daily scrutiny just going in and out of work. Is it fair then to the tens of thousands who are completely innocent to further allow that much more government intrusion into their their digital devices or the things that they're dealing with on their computers?
Well, remember that what's being talked about here is not an intrusion into someone's personal device or even their home. This is about saying Department of Defense computers are being misused to share, to spread, to access child pornography. And when you step into an office, whether it's a Department of Defense office...
Well, they're saying, hey, that's proof that what we're doing to you is you, because you thought this girl was pretty. Very pretty. It's like, oh, you are, you think, yes, she's very pretty. You think she's pretty too. He thinks she's very pretty. She's very pretty. But she's still a kid, and she still even look like a kid as an adult. These people think it's like, nah, but you, of course, pretty girl. Now, do I meet the dumbass? Of course not. Even today as an adult, as a 23-year-old almost, I couldn't even, because she still have like, I'm not going to say the rest, because I'm not trying to put her down. But she was a sad, pathetic low life that's trying to find ways to make me subscribe to this manipulation. Well, you guys, these people work for pedophiles with this level of issues. They can't even say this man's name that pick up kids. You understand how God works? You see, you heard them banging all this door. If I say Roy Moore to them, you'll see how they whoop. But like, nah, you're pretty. Like, the reason why my body's rotting right now is because the Department of Defense is doing these things to me, using these retards that become clowns. They even use their own children to frame me, and they're like even using, oh, she's pretty. Talk about their fucking retards, and I'm talking about the kids that they're going to use to frame me. No, she's a retard now. The poor kid. It's not even poor kid. You guys have destroyed this kid's life. You don't even know. And so this kid in the elevator, I was like, yo, I'm so glad you didn't say anything, huh? Because they, when I mean say anything in the sense of like try to play the game, because they are staying character. It's just say, oh my gosh, you want me? I was like, I would have said something so bad. He's like, look at you, dumbass trash. You talk about it because you think that, because you see you mapped it, because I thought this person was pretty. Good for her. It's wholesome content influencer, whatever you consider her. It's very wholesome. And I pray that she's, well, I don't pray for that, but I'm saying like, I hope that she stays in, I've seen her again multiple times. And I remember seeing her in more like graphic content, not graphic, but with people who are more graphic. And I was like, I hope she doesn't go that route. Listen, I'm talking to people who really want you to be designed in this fashion and accept you of this, the way they design you, to create these storylines. I'm like, I put that in their face. I'm not here to explain myself. I just want them to see him when we see each other. Please come on. Not threatening way. I'm just saying you're gonna truly feel like a clown that you're supposed to be. And yes, content super refreshing, wholesome, entertaining, far from anything sexual. Just wholesome reaction, nice, wholesome, refreshing content that today they try to twist in something else. It's like, but you thought she was pretty good for her. Still refreshing, wholesome, entertaining content that did not make me think anything sexual. And they tried to make me think, but you thought she was, yes, beautiful face. Just like you think that. Am I a genius to think that? Target individual. I will never let these people, never let them live in any fantasy. Because today they are forcing people to have this nasty reaction toward children. And they work for pedophiles. And they do these horrible things to our body. For example, my organs are being destroyed. I don't know what's going on with my digestive organs. But I know they're destroying my body, just like they're destroying my brain. And then force me to have this emotion that can make me have clowns. To all my target individuals, stay strong. And do not identify with these retards. The way they want to paint you. People who have this kind of issue.
It's the offices at RT America used to share, to spread, to access child pornography.
There's a whole bill for them. And they're supposed to be, now it's our money. These clowns. Look at this creepy man. Look at this. So is this person supposed to make you accept? It's clowns. Do you understand? See, it's our man. You say, shut up. You're just looking for what you can use to try to paint me in this fashion. It's obvious. I'm not that much of a genius. Target individuals, stay strong.